Today you will learn how to quickly make multiple concentric strokes around your text within After Effects, as well as a few bonus expressions to make some cool animations as well. Let's jump right into it. I am inside my composition and I have my text layer sitting here ready to go. I'm just going to click this so we can see what is going on. So to produce the effect that we've seen in the examples, we are going to be working with strokes on our text. And in order to do this, we are just going to drop down this arrow here, come over to animate, and we are going to add a stroke width. Then I want you to click on this again and add a second one, and we are going to do it one more time. Go to stroke color and we are going to click RGB. So I'm going to come here and start adjusting my stroke, and we can see that we have a problem. It might not look quite this bad on yours, but you can see on my font my text is getting completely wiped out with the stroke, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to change this back to 0, and that is just one of a couple reasons that this layer is going to be our reference layer. So I'm going to close this up and I'm going to press Ctrl D, drag this underneath, and now when I start adjusting our stroke, you can see we've got that very nice stroke that we had in our example. So I'm going to change this back to 0 again. On our stopwatch, I'm going to press Alt, and in this box we are going to type an expression. Value plus, open parentheses, index times 20. And you can see that that has automatically added a stroke for us. So having a look at this expression, basically value is referencing this number, index is referencing our layer, and this is increasing the number by X amount. So I could change it to 40 if I wanted to. I'm going to change this back to 20 for now. Then I'm going to come down to here, press Alt on this one and press Ctrl V. And you can see that that has doubled the stroke. Now you might be asking, why not just leave this at 0, not have one at all, and make this 40? And the reason is, when I duplicate this a couple of times, it actually gets to a point where it will not expand anymore, and I'll show you an example that I have over here. You can see that it is just stopped up here. I'm up to layer 58. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate a couple more times, and it has just not expanded at all. I think what the problem was when I was looking through trying to figure out why it wouldn't expand anymore, the font stroke only goes up to like 1,000 and then it just stops. So I found that if I duplicated it, then that would fix that issue. So I'm going to keep this at 20 and this at 20. You could change it to 20 and 10, whatever works for you. And you will notice another issue that I have. I'm going to duplicate a couple more times. And that is our stroke is now one big red stroke. And I could come in here and drop down our stroke color. And I'm going to change this to maybe blue. And then come into this one and maybe change it to white. But as you also seen in my other example, you could be working with 30, 40 layers, and that is not going to be fun going through individually changing those colors. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these layers, and we are going to come up with a fix for that right now. So come up to the top here and click on layer, and we are going to go new null object, and I'm going to rename this controller. I'm going to pull this down underneath. Then come over to effects and presets and type in color control. You can see right here, color control, and I'm going to drag 2 onto my layer. Go ahead and press this padlock up here so we don't lose this. Then I'm going to come into our text 2, drop into our animator, go ahead, press Alt, and select our stopwatch, and we are going to drop an expression in here, which I will link down below in the description. So let's take a look at this expression right here. Basically, we are setting up 2 colors and we have an if or else statement. So it's going to say either the index will be color 1 or it will be color 2. So to set up this, I'm just going to select this whole line, grab the pick whip and drag it up to color 1. Then I'm going to do the same over here, drag this one up to color 2. And that is it. Now I'm going to change this color to white, and I'm going to change this one to black. So now when I duplicate, this is what we have. That is it, you are done. Now I am going to go ahead and give you a few bonus expressions. So go ahead and delete all of these layers for now. come over here to Effects and Presets, type in Control and drag this over onto your layer. I'm going to rename this Scale Delay. Then I am going to come onto my text layer, come down into my transform properties, and I'm going to hold down Alt on this scale property and paste this expression. So what this is doing is referencing our controller layer, so you could just choose this and choose your scale delay. And the second one is referencing our top layer right here. So your one is going to be called whatever your original text is called. Now when I duplicate it and I move it around, you can see that absolutely nothing is happening. And this is because we haven't made any changes to our scale. I'm going to come into our reference layer, and this is the layer that we just referenced right here with our scale. So now on our transform, so we can add a scale, and I'm going to come right to the end and I'm going to make this maybe 120. So when I press play, you can see that it is scaling up. And what the delay does, you can actually come over here. Now we just want to do this really minimally. Don't do big numbers, so even just 0.1. If you are having problems, you can just take the resolution down. There's a lot of layers and a lot of work on your computer. So when I play through now, you can see that we have a slight delay going on here. So here's another example, but instead of scale, we are using rotation. You can see it is the exact same expression. It is just referencing the rotation on our original layer. So if I come up to the top here, go onto our original layer, you can see that we've got the rotation properties keyframed here. And if you want, you can add one more thing to this layer. On our original layer, you might just want to add a fill color, and you could quickly drag another color control onto here and pull the fill color up to here as well, and that will just mean you can quickly change your fill color around here. I'm going to stick with white. That's it for today, everyone. If this video was helpful for you, giving it a like will let me know that I am on the right track. And if you enjoy this kind of content, I make After Effects tutorials every single week on this channel, and you can see one of those videos right here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!